My name is Kenneth Trent. Today is May 5th, 2010, and I am presenting to you today what I believe to be evidence of a very, very widespread fraud perpetuated upon the American people, the legal system, and several other victims whose names, etc., are currently unknown. And it really does go to the very, very core of the entire economic meltdown here in the United States and throughout the world. And what I'm going to call this little explanation is non-doc loans. That's NON-DOC space LOANS. Because I know there were a number of people who submitted applications for these non-doc loans whereby they did not have to establish or prove the income. Stated. They could just state it. Well, guess what? The joke's on the buyer, because non-doc loans or stated loans are actually those which most benefit the banking system in the United States, which is the underlying perpetrator of this entire fraud. And I will tell you that the title itself is quite ironic, because guess what? Since you don't have to document your income, the banks, they don't have to document their mortgage. And that, my friends, is the key to one truly massive fraud. Let me give you a little taste of what I'm talking about. For centuries, whenever somebody loaned money on a piece of real property, your house, your farm, whatever, they had to have the original note and mortgage to memorialize their interest, to prove that they were not committing any forgery or fraud, and that the homeowner at the time had actually signed these very detailed legal documents, which back then used to make some degree of sense, to memorialize their interest in the property. Now, granted, in those days there was such a thing as an assignment. But in these days of non-documentation loans, you see, the banks and their friends, they got tired of having to document everything. They decided that they would be a non-doc operating service, and they would state exactly who it is that owns your mortgage and is able to collect it. Real quickly. So here's an assignment of mortgage, purportedly. And that's the document whereby the original lender sells his interest in the property to somebody else, and that person, traditionally, upon receipt of the original note and mortgage and a properly detailed and signed assignment, could take over in the place of the lender. Mortgage Electronic Registration Systems, Inc. is assigning this document to City Mortgage, or this property, or this mortgage, whatever. And you'll note here that Cheryl Salmons, Assistant Secretary, has signed this on behalf of Mortgage Electronic Registration Systems, which we'll get into another day. Shannon Smith is the notary. Here she is. She's a witness right here, Shannon Smith. There's her signature. And oh, down here is Shannon Smith signing again. Well, it kind of looks like Cheryl Salmons and Shannon Smith must be related, because, boy, they kind of do sign the same, don't they? Several other problems with this document I'll tell you about later. But because time is short, I'm going to show you another document signed by Shannon Smith. Remember this signature, Shannon Smith, the notary. And oh, Shannon Smith. Well, that kind of looks like the same now, doesn't it? How about this one? Ooh, Shannon Smith. Let's see. Here's Shannon Smith. And here's Shannon Smith. Think there might be a problem? I do. It's all part of the non-documentation loans. More to be revealed. Thank you.